All right, let's get right into it. We are deep in the MLB season. That time of year when everything gets turned up to 11. The stakes are higher, the pressure's on, and the stats just get plain weird. We're talking about players hitting a new gear and putting up numbers that make you do a double take.
And I just love this quote because it perfectly sums up what we saw in Week 26 of the MLB season. It really felt like the numbers were just buzzing, jumping right off the page with this chaotic, high-octane energy. It was an absolutely wild week of baseball.
So we're going to treat this like a proper investigation. We're opening up 5 different case files, each one on a statistical performance that is so out there you almost have to see it to believe it. This is really where the math of baseball just meets pure madness.
Okay, let's crack open our first case file. The subject, Boston's Ceddanne Rafaela. It felt like in Week 26, the Red Sox finally decided to unleash their secret weapon on the league. And the results were, well, they were pretty explosive.
Here's Exhibit A for you, a slugging percentage of .784. Now, just to put that in perspective, a slugging percentage over .500 for a whole season is considered elite. To do this over an entire week, that is just massive raw power. But believe it or not, the story gets even better when we dig a little deeper.
Now this is the whole story right here. That insane slugging percentage is backed up by an expected batting average, or XBA, of .395. That means he wasn't getting lucky, he was genuinely hitting the cover off the ball. And he's pairing that power with top 5% sprint speed. And, maybe the most important piece of evidence, his chase rate is way down. So what this tells us is he's not just swinging for the fences anymore. He's smarter, he's more disciplined, and that makes him so much more dangerous. And this quote just nails it. It's not about one thing. It's the combination. Having the plate discipline of a seasoned veteran, but the game-breaking speed of a superstar like Ronald Acuna Jr. That's what has everyone so excited. The evidence in this case? It's pretty overwhelming.
All right, on to case file number 2. We're looking at Baltimore's catcher, Adley Rutschman. This is a guy whose approach at the plate is so ridiculously consistent, it's almost like watching a robot designed for one thing, making contact.
Get a load of this number, a whiff rate of just 3.7%. That's just absurd. It honestly feels like a stat that shouldn't be legal. It means for every 100 swings he took, he came up empty less than 4 times. I mean, think about that. It's almost impossible to do.
And this chart really shows you the absurdity of it all. Just look at that tiny little sliver of a whiff rate bar next to his giant contact rate bar. He put the bat on the ball on over 96% of his swings. That made him number 1, the absolute lowest whiff percentage of any qualified hitter in the entire American League. The man just does not miss. So while Rutschman was over there making hitting look like the easiest thing in the world, there was a pitcher doing the complete opposite to hitters, making them look absolutely baffled.
And that brings us to our third case file, the ghost slider. Our subject is Freddy Peralta of the Milwaukee Brewers, and the evidence is all about one pitch, a slider that was basically vanishing into thin air.
This number right here is the whole case, a 45.8% whiff rate on his slider. Let that sink in. Nearly half the time, half that a professional hitter decided to swing at this pitch, they hit nothing but air. That's not just good, that's utter domination.
So let's look at the forensics. Why is it so good? Well, you've got that elite whiff rate. Batters are hitting just .071 against it. It's practically unhittable. And the secret sauce is that it has over 3 inches more horizontal break than the average slider. So it's not just moving, it's darting across the plate like a video game pitch. It's pure statistical wizardry.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. When the pitching ninja himself, Rob Friedman, calls a pitch disgusting and gif-worthy, you know it's the real deal. Case closed. Peralta's slider is one of the nastiest pitches in baseball today.
All right, from a pitcher who's bending baseballs, we move to a player who seems to be bending the very laws of physics. Case file number 4 is all about Cincinnati's Elly De La Cruz. He's less of a baseball player and more of a creative player from a video game with all the cheat codes turned off.
First, let's talk about the speed. A home-to-third sprint time of 10.98 seconds. That was it. The single fastest time recorded in all of Major League Baseball this year. The guy is an absolute blur. But that's just one part of his unbelievable story.
Because in the same week that he posted the fastest sprint time, he also blasted a home run with an exit velocity of over 114 miles per hour. This is what makes him a true unicorn. Having that kind of elite, top-of-the-charts speed and that kind of elite, top-of-the-charts power, it's a combination that almost never happens. It's not fair.
And for our final case, number 5, we're looking at a guy who's been kind of hiding in plain sight. We're calling this one the Silent Surge. Our subject is Ryan O'Hearn, another Oriole, who has quietly been putting up some of the loudest numbers in the entire league.
And this right here is the smoking gun. An expected weighted on-base average, we call it XWOBA, of .469. Just think of XWOBA as the ultimate stat for measuring a hitter's true skill, because it strips away all the luck and defense and just looks at how well you hit the ball. And a number this high is telling you one thing. His success is 100% legit.
And the data proves it. That elite XWOBA is being fueled by a huge hard hit rate of over 56%. He is just crushing the ball. But check out that zone contact rate, 87%. He's not just swinging out of his shoes, he's making contact on pitches in the strike zone. This isn't a fluke. This is disciplined, powerful, and sustainable hitting.
Okay, so we've been throwing a couple of these advanced stats at you. So, quick debrief. XBA, or expected batting average, like we saw with Rafaela, just looks at how hard and at what angle you hit the ball to tell you what your batting average should be without any luck involved.
And then there's XWOBA, which we just saw with O'Hearn. It's even more powerful. It takes that same quality of contact data, but applies it to everything a hitter does. Walks, singles, home runs. It's probably the best tool we have to spot when a player's hot streak is for real.
So, the verdict is in. The case files are officially closed. We've seen 5 absolutely brain-melting statistical performances. You've got Rafaela's insane power and speed combo, Rutschman's video game contact skills, Peralta's disappearing ghost slider, the physics-defying talent of Elly De La Cruz, and Ryan O'Hearn's totally legit breakout surge.
Which leaves me with one last question, and I'm turning this one over to you. If you were building the perfect baseball player from scratch, which of these insane tools would you pick? Would you take Adley Rutschman's back control, where you almost never miss? Or would you take Elly De La Cruz's game-changing, record-shattering speed? It's a fun one to think about. Thanks for diving into the numbers with us.